Today we're going to try, well, we're kind of going to try KFC's Tinder Tenders meal, which is apparently their collab with Tinder to get a meal for two. So you can take your Tinder date to KFC before you do whatever else you're going to do on your Tinder date, or maybe after, whatever, it's your preference. But this is the Tinder Tender meal, and I wanted to make sure everybody knows it's right there on the receipt if this focuses. It does in fact say Tinder Tenders meal, so I'm not making it up. It's on the app. You can get it now if you want to. But what I'm here to talk about is not really the food, because here's what you get. I'll overlay it. You get 6 strips, 2 sides, 2 biscuits, and I don't want to drop that. And you also get 2 drinks. I got here a Pepsi and a tea. And of course I got mashed potatoes and macaroni. But that's what you get: 6 tenders, 2 sides, 2 biscuits. So it's essentially 2 3-piece tenders meals, but combined into one big box, I guess. Now, here's the interesting part. Now, KFC lately, and pretty much for a long time, their promotions have been pretty terrible. They had the macaroni bowl, that was at least something. But before this, I reviewed the the bucket for one, which was just a terrible deal. A bad deal that combined a bunch of things but didn't really discount it. Now we're in the Tinder Tenders meal, which is essentially the same thing. That's kind of why I wanted to make this video. I don't know how many people will even see this, because I've never seen any ads for it, and I think it's just in the app. But when you open the app, if you have the KFC app, it pops up and says, get the Tinder Tenders meal. So maybe some people will see it and think about ordering it. I want to break down the numbers like I did with the bucket for one and explain why it's a bad deal. And this one will be a lot simpler than that, because it's just basically, literally, 2 3-piece tenders meals combined into one. And it is the same price, at least here, it's the same price as 2 3-piece meals. So there is literally no difference. You can get a 3-piece tenders meal here for $6.99, and the Tinder Tenders meal for 2 was $13.98. So they literally, it's just $6.99 plus $6.99 to $13.98. It's not like they did any discount at all. They literally just combined them to make the price $13.98, which means they didn't even try. It couldn't be $13.95. They couldn't like make it just a little bit different. No, they literally just added the cost, and that's what it is in the app, which is terrible. Now they also have a 5-piece chicken strip meal here, and you can get that, which comes with 2 sides and 1 biscuit and a drink, and it's $9.79. So they're talking about $4 less, and you just get 1 less biscuit, 1 less drink, and 1 less tender. So that also makes to a bad price ratio. So if you're single like me and you're buying the Tinder Tender meal, don't do it, because it's a waste of money. If you're on a Tinder date, also don't do it, because it's just a waste of money. But the point is that this is just the weirdest collab I think I might have ever seen, because they literally just slapped Tinder on their tenders, which is fun. Tinder Tender meal, I think this could have been a hit. This could have been at least something to talk about. I feel like this could have been something like, hey, you'd see it on social media, you'd see it on Twitter, you'd see it on TikTok and all that stuff. But they just, they screwed it up. They flubbed it like they've been doing for a lot of other things. If they had made this meal as it is cheaper, and if they had advertised it, I think that this could have really been a hit. But as it is, it's just odd, and I don't even know if anybody's heard of this. I don't even know if anybody's going to watch this video, or anybody's going to search for Tinder Tenders on YouTube to watch this video, because why would you? But if you are, if you're one of those people, just don't do it, unless for some reason you have the inkling that your Tinder date wants to go to KFC and specifically wants to share chicken tenders with you. I mean, if I was on a date and they said, let's go to KFC and get the Tinder Tenders meal, that would be cool. I would like that. But I think I'm one of the very few people that would be interested in that as an idea at all. So it just seems like a total failure that could have been a hit, and I wanted to review it and just bring it up. And also, it's an excuse for me to eat a bunch of chicken tenders and macaroni and mashed potatoes. So really, 90% of the reason I made this video is because I wanted to get KFC, and I didn't want to, and I had to justify it. So I'm making a video. So here it is. But otherwise, if somebody stumbles upon this, just know you're not getting any kind of deal with this. You're not getting anything out of it. There's no discount. There's no extras. There's no nothing. It's just the literally 2 3-piece tenders meals for exactly the same price. So that's that. That's the KFC Tinder Tenders meal for 2, which I believe is the official name, or Tinder Cross Tender, or Tinder X Tender, because it's got the X, it could be a cross. I don't know how they want to pronounce it, but tender's meal for 2. Don't buy it. This is not really a review, but if I guess if it was, I'd give it a 1 because it's a complete rip. So that's that, and I will see you all next time.